RG3, the milkman, the got milk head ass boy. Sweet taste in my mouth. Mr. MLK died so I could date my snow bunny wife.
I think one of the greatest Americans to ever live, Martin Luther King Jr., said that. Hell, he's the reason I'm even able to marry my wife.
Had a brother come to his rescue, and this video was titled Why Ryan Clark's Beef with RG3 Actually Hurts Black Women. Roll the clip.
Ryan Clark is at it again, man. RG3, guys, we know he used to work at ESPN. He just like everybody else that has an opinion on these sports topics and that kind of thing. He makes a comment about Angel Reese really hating Caitlin Clark. And Ryan Clark comes back in and says the man really don't have no standing because he got a white wife at home. And guys, black women should start coming out right now. Black women should start coming out right now and telling Ryan Clark to stop representing them.
Yup, black women should start telling black men not to defend them.
That's stupid! Use your common sense.
What RG3 said was,
So why do I think Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark? It could be the fact that Aaliyah Boston had to save Angel Reese from ending her career. This is a still shot. After the foul that Caitlin Clark put on Angel Reese tried to hit her. But if it wasn't for Aaliyah Boston putting her arms in the way, Angel Reese would not be playing basketball anymore because she was gonna sucker punch Caitlin Clark.
this is the play he's referring to. This week sparked the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese beef. I had to cut it up because it's copyright claim, but both ladies are highly competitive and said this was nothing more than the two of them being competitive. Now Angel Reese never even lifted her arms up to even push Caitlin, so I'm confused on how you came to the conclusion that Reese wanted to hit Clark, even though Caitlin hit Angel Reese first and knocked her to the floor. It was a flagrant one because she hit Angel Reese. Angel Reese wasn't in the shooting position. Caitlin just knocked her over, which to me is fine. You knocked my teammate over, I knocked you over. And Angel Reese got up, upset about the hard foul, and proceeded to yell at Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese was not trying to hit Caitlin Clark. Even in the still image RG3 showed, Aaliyah Boston had one arm on Angel Reese's stomach. No one was trying to hit Caitlin Clark. This was a huge reach from RG3. There were no victims in this situation, just some rough old-fashioned basketball. But that's not what RG3 saw. He saw an overly aggressive woman, a black woman. But let's continue.
And when Ryan Clark came after RG3, he said, you can't talk on Angel Reese because you have a white wife at home. And man, I about fell out of my chair. Ryan Clark is going to make it worse for white women. So you mean to tell me if I'm dating or married to a black woman, we got to be at home talking about the plight of black women?
Run that back. I want to make sure I heard that right.
He said, you can't talk on Angel Reese because you have a white wife at home. And man, I about fell out of my chair. Ryan Clark is going to make it worse for white women.
And we can't have that. Yeah, I'm sure black women went through slavery with us, Jim Crow, segregation. And now that we got through all of that with them, screw being loyal to the people who were there for us. We need to protect those snow bunnies.
I beg your pardon?
And
Ryan Clark is going to make it worse for white women.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
And this isn't the first time RG3 tried to make Angel Reese sound crazy.
Y'all remember a few months ago I made a video telling white women to stop coming after black women who'd give me the side eye because I'm married to a white woman? This whole RG3 Angel Reese Caitlin Clark thing is exactly why y'all need to leave black women alone. You don't need to care about the WNBA or basketball or anything like that to appreciate this. Look at what Angel Reese said about Caitlin Clark and why the WNBA and women's basketball is exploding in popularity now.
And I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
This to me seems like a perfectly reasonable and level-headed take on why things are going so well with the WNBA. And Angel Reese is smiling. She's happy. She's excited. Like, she's just like, hey, let's give all the credit where all the credit is due. Now, look at how Robert characterizes what she said. And specifically, listen to his tone, his body language, and the body... I'm about tired of you setting back civil rights.
This is what Angel Reese had to say, and I quote, "People are talking about women's basketball. You never would think they'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to the games. We got celebrities coming to the games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. Just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on to be that for my teammates. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, the reason we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. I want y'all to realize that."
You see that? See what he did? You see how he added the anger, the neck waving? And there's no way not to notice his wife sitting behind him sipping tea like she just stole his soul and get out. I got a question. Why is she there? She's not saying nothing. She's not adding nothing. She's just there with all the other trophies and collectibles on his wall. And then Robert had the nerve to get mad when Ryan Clark said something about it.
So yeah, this wasn't the first time, but let's continue.
A while back, Jason Whitlock referenced one of my videos when he was talking about Ryan Clark, and he called him a race clown. And Jason Whitlock, before he came on, he said, "Look, guys, I'm a reference this guy, black guy, average Joe, looks like he hangs out at the Masterpiece Lounge, regular dude, probably got a black wife at home, right?" He said, "Got 5,000 subscribers." Now, here's the deal, guys. Did I get mad when Jason Whitlock said that? No, because everything he said was the truth. I'm just a regular guy. 5,000, but now I got 6,500 subscribers, so my channel is growing slowly, thanks to people like yourself. But he still used my clip. Why would I get mad about the stuff that he said?
Why would you get mad about him complimenting you and giving you positive exposure?
So now I laugh and joke with a lot of people and I say, I'm the guy with the black wife at home. Why is Ryan Clark making it worse for black women?
One, I never want Jason Whitlock to agree with me. If I say the sky is blue and he agrees, I'm gonna respond back at night just so I can tell his ass the sky is actually black. I wish black people would shut up talking about everything isn't about race. That's why it's called race.
You dumbass. Don't listen to me.
Because other cultures are racing against each other. Dr. Claude Anderson and black people are in last place talking about everything isn't about race.
Shut the fuck
up. Also, no one respects Jason Whitlock, not even conservatives.
And by the way, you are a token. Hey, Jason, you're a token. You are in conservative media as a black guy that can confer upon white people the dignity of not being called a racist for having their views. That's why you get paid. And that's why I don't, because I didn't have the privilege of being born black. I was born white, so there's a limit on what I can say. Everything you have, take a look around at your studio, your contract, your employees. If you said the stuff that you said as a white person, your ass would be gone. And everybody knows that.
And I don't care what race you are. No one, I repeat, no one likes a sellout. So you bringing up Jason Whitlock? Well, that's red flag number 2. But let's move on. And no, I'm not gonna react to this creator's full video because there are more clips from RGIII. But as far as this creator goes, those were my 2 disagreements with him because that statement was wild as hell, which is why I made this video. But he has a black female co-host, so he may be cool. And I don't care what anyone says on the internet, I'm gonna judge you. The world's going to judge you. We judge you based on the friends you have, the people you choose to start a business with, and most importantly, your biggest life decision, the man or woman you choose to spend the rest of your life with. And if you're interracially dating, you are not 100% invested in your community. That applies to all races. And it's one thing if you're critiquing something and you're accurate about it, that's fine. But if you call this black woman aggressive and your white wife is in the background laughing, Well, the black community is gonna look at you funny. Hell, any community of any other race would look at you funny. In fact, I know a creator who is married to a black woman, and a lot of his takes are against black people, which is why we look at him funny. But when it came to the creator in this video, there were a couple things I didn't agree with, but I didn't go through all of his content. And there was nothing crazy in the rest of this video, so let's just continue.
We all owe Rob Parker a serious apology, because he was never wrong, just early.
My question, which is just a straight, honest question, is he a brother or is he a cornball brother?
What does that mean?
Yeah, explain that. Well, he's not really, okay?
It's crazy looking back because Rob lost his entire job at ESPN because of that statement. And was it childish at the time? Probably. But look at what RG3 has been on lately. He wasn't that far off. From him opening the floodgates for people to harass Angel Reese, to him saying Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier was not political, even though it has no choice but to.
So now here's the full tweet. You guys can pause it if you want to read it, and here's some funny comments. Now, we know RG3 is a Trump supporter, so he said this after the Trump administration decided to ban Jackie Robinson's biography. Then they got backlash, so they restored it, but just a week later to ban it again. My take is sports have always been a political event, whether you see it or not. We sing the national anthem, we play against other countries in certain sports and in the Olympics. People also protest on the field, like Muhammad Ali refusing to fight in Vietnam, Tommy Smith and John Carlos raising the Black Power fist at the 1968 Olympics, or Colin Kaepernick kneeling. From the military flying over stadiums, all paid for by tax dollars. It's a political event, whether you notice it or not.
To him being a certified milk deviant and making jokes about his wife's skin color, the signs have always been there. And now RG3 is beefing with Ryan Clark because Clark brought his fetishes for white women back to his face, and he's feeling sensitive about it. Even though I think it stemmed from him getting cracked up by Clark during his NFL career, but that's a different story. And look, I have no problem with brothers dating white women. You date who you like, that's none of my business. But it gets to a certain point where if you constantly fetishize that relationship just to get a reaction from others, that's what I have a real problem with.
But it gets really cringe when the person you love becomes a part of your personality. Take me, for example. If I did nothing but talk about my black wife, people would probably be like, damn, we get it. Like, you got a black wife. Congratulations.
She actually definitely takes melanin instead of melatonin. That's one of the strangest TikToks I've ever seen. Posted multiple times every day is National Milk Day with cookies and milk. As an obsession with milk, dude.
For the love of God, this picture is going viral right now. Stay with me. This is a giant croissant from Felipe Contassini, Paris. Me and my wife said, you know what? Why not? Let's try it out. Seems like it's gonna be delicious. So we took this picture, thinking nothing of it. We're just having a great time in Paris, and then when in Paris, you must croissant. Or as we captioned it, it's always croissant o'clock in Paris. But then the internet got a hold of it, and boy, oh boy, did they go to work. I guess a man can't enjoy a croissant with his wife and post it on the internet anymore. I will spare you the memes, but you can go find them for yourself. But just know that this croissant was absolutely delicious. Our matching pants even made it even better. I will never shy away from having a good time with my wife with the croissant in hand. Peace.
Bro, why is your wife eating the croissant like a normal person and you deep throating it, looking like you're getting ready for a Diddy party? And the comments didn't disappoint. And I'm honestly not sure if you didn't care. This last one said he's a professional. That's why he's sassy with Angel Reese.
This bowfinger head looking ass motherfucker. All skin folk ain't kin folk. And RG3 is a perfect example of that. If nothing else, he teaches you on how not to be. Niggas like you make me sick. He doesn't even have the proper mindset to comprehend what Ryan Clark was trying to say to him.
And looking back at this picture, it reminds me of a conversation I had with a black guy who told me why he doesn't date black women. And it was because he had been teased by them his whole life growing up. And now that he got some money, he doesn't want anything to do with them. And when it comes to RG3, it could be one of those situations. Or maybe you just grew up around a lot of white people. Oh, and once again, to be fair to RG3, I posted this video in my last video, but he did have something positive to say about Angel Reese in the past. Roll the clip.
Guys, this Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark rivalry is gonna feed the WNBA for a decade. Every time the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky face off, they set new records. And in this game, Angel Reese balled out. She went for an in and out, 25-point, 16-rebound double-double in the most anticipated game of the WNBA season and one that had the highest ticket price in WNBA history. The Chicago Sky got the win, and oh my lord, what a performance from Angel Reese. She got that dog in her.
Y'all let me know what y'all think. I covered the full issue between RG3 and Ryan Clark in my Caitlin Clark video, which is titled Exposing Caitlin Clark's Delusional Fans. I'm out.
Got milk.
Check, please.